And I love the admins. Just admins for this tournament, admins, of course, for all the other tournaments we participate in. The sports tab is awesome.
The unsung heroes of esports.
That being said, both teams are about to bump into each other in the middle here. G2 is out with the Winston, Zenyatta, Lucio, McCree, Soldier, and Shadowburn on Genji. Shadowburn, of course, an absolute terror on King of the Hill with the combination of Zenyatta, Orb, and Genji. But hey, look at this.
Yeah, some kills by Disco.
Disco going 2 for 2 early on, but oh no, here comes a Shadowburn cleanup. We've seen this movie before. Shadowburn and Mikey doing all sorts of work to sort of clean things up. Really more of a team effort than just Shadowburn there.
Yeah,
but
they failed to deal with Shadowburn once he got behind, and of course that Zenyatta combo. He's got the orb on him. He's really hard to deal with. I did like what Disco was doing though.
Shadowburn just sniped out Zenyatta from across the map with headshot shurikens. Wow.
Brutal. We saw that yesterday.
Just Genji things. Although just Genji dying, a nice flashbang coming out from Futch to sort of say, hey, enough of that.
Yeah, I like what Disco was doing there. They chose not to engage on the high ground that G2 already had, instead taking the left side of the map and forcing G2 to come from them. I really liked the strategy. It didn't work out perfectly for him, but I thought it was really smart.
Now, Taimu was actually able to take out the enemy Presto as Lucio. Some nice play coming out from him. And here comes Mikey and the rest of the G2 team sort of collapsing on top of the point. But hey, even if Disco gets wiped out here, they did get some percentage. And they stopped the gain of G2, at least for a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately, their supports got caught out alone and finished off by Shadowburn on Genji. So right now, Presto is just going to try to spam a little bit, but he should be getting out of there. They don't really want to bleed players here.
Yeah, and one thing that's going to be a little bit problematic for Disco on their next push is that G2 is very, very rich in ultimates right now. They're only missing Dragon Blade and Deadeye. So really, they are very, very well equipped for this next fight.
And they're missing Dragon Blade because it was already used. That's how fast he already charged it.
Yeah. And take a look at this Lucio flank here. Lucio flanking in and killing Zenyatta. Wow, some nice stuff from Taimu. Secret stealth assassin Lucio.
Yeah, you'd think you'd hear the music coming.
You know, he didn't hear that healing beat or that speed beat. I don't really know what he calls it. He calls it the healing beat. I don't know what he calls the speed boost.
Yeah, but a really nice Transcendence came out there to save everyone from the Graviton Surge. Not that the Surge was doing damage, but everyone was grouped up there. Really easy targets. The Transcendence came out to save everyone. A nice play by the new addition subbing in today, Rivians on G2.
Yep, so we're seeing here, we are seeing G2 trying to hold here, being very, very aggressive in their defense because they know they only have to hold for a little bit longer to take stage 1 on Nepal. And well on their way here, they are trading out just a little bit, but Tactical Visor is down for Mikey. Mikey basically playing Duck Hunt with Aimbot here, just killing everyone with that Tac Visor. And as a result, G2 is going to take stage 1 in a pretty dominant fashion.
Yeah, G2's coming up pretty aggressive today, and I wonder if, if they just feel that they're the better team right now, because they are playing very aggressive. Even from the first Kings Road defense, they were going forward very often, really trying to punish a team for pushing in. Right now, they're holding pretty far forward after they've taken the point, and I think part of that is because Numlock feels really strong with his Winston. That shield covers the entire doorway, and considering that Disco never tried to go a different route, they just were happy to fight right at the doorway with that Winston shield there.
Yep, so taking a look here, G2 is going to be rolling down again with pretty much a similar composition, if not the exact same. Shadowburn again on the Genji, and he has just been a terrifying force on these King of the Hill maps for G2.
Yeah, it's the Zenyatta combo. He's got that healing orb on him, and it gets really brutal. We see both of them on fire just based on the Shadowburn play so far.
Oh, and once again, Zenyatta just getting picked off very early. This has not been a good day for Zenyatta and getting picked in the backfield. Shadowburn going to pick up the double kill, take out the McCree as well. And this is not how Disco wanted to start out this game.
Now, Salva on Disco Zenyatta has had a tough couple of maps. He was the first death in Kings Row in our last map, and he died a couple times just based on some pretty poor positioning. Right now, he's just getting sniped out by the Genji, and that can't feel good. And you have to think he might be a little bit on tilt.
Very possible. I mean, Disco still has a chance here. Only 11% is up. They will have to be afraid of the ultimates that are about to come out for G2 here. Dragon Blade is the first to come up, and Shadowburn does not usually waste much time in bringing out the blade.
Yeah, again, a super aggressive forward hold here. They had the Winston there, and this Lucio is just all over the other team.
Yeah, Taimu is very, very aggressive with his Lucio. Pretty hilariously so. I mean, he gets a lot of damage. You know, for a hero that you think is more on the supports end, Lucio can really bring the pain.
Yeah, I mean, if you get hit with all 4 of his sonic waves, then you get a knockback in. His melee is good, and also he just has the advantage of speed and mobility over anyone. I think he's actually a really good 1v1 hero, even though those 1v1s take about 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, the thing is that he can headshot with his weapon as well, so it's pretty scary. Note that Micah and Shadowburn do have ultimates on the table as Disco comes in. Disco has maybe 1 or probably 1.5 to 2 pushes left. Try and reclaim control of the point, but after that, it will be the game and the series going to G2.
Yeah, G2 now running a second Soldier 76 because they're holding pretty far back and Disco's not been able to push the point. They want that distance damage.
So we just saw Taimu take out a Reaper as Lucio. Some nice play coming out from Taimu. Used the knockback and his left click so effectively. And now it is really do or die time for Disco. They have about 1 more push. They need to claim the point now or they will be getting removed from the tournament in very short order.
It's up to Presto. They need to kind of maybe speed boost Presto in, although he got spotted out really quickly on the left flank, took some damage, but he's got his ultimate up. They're going to have to try to speed boost him past this shield this forward holds, but it's very quickly he's being discorded. They're kind of getting split up already.
Yeah, they just need to get in here now, because 98% they have to force the overtime. We do see the Death Blossom going out, but he's taken up very quickly by Micah. Many people down now on the Disco side. It's looking like it is going to be... Sorry, actually just doing the emote at the end, pumping a little bit of iron.
Yeah, and Disco is officially dead yet again. That was a tough match for Disco, but it's also a tough draw. G2, I think, could have beat anyone today. I would have given G2 a chance against Envious today. So, definitely a tough draw for Disco. I hope that they got something out of it. I think that we did see them get better as King's Row went on, as their pushes progressed. And so maybe they can, learn something from playing against these top teams and where their strategies went wrong. I think they had some positioning issues. They lost key classes early, and then they kind of did the same thing every match. That Winston was set up in a perfect spot for his team to defend. They had 276s behind it, so keep attempting to go through that front door wasn't working. So maybe they learned something about it, but G2 looking just as good as they looked yesterday, and I think they're going to be moving through the bracket with relative ease. We'll see who they come up against next.